Not Nerd Podcast, episode 358, Headaches, Headlights, and Hair.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Cheers, mi amigo.
Cheers, yes.
I was drinking a beer for my beverage of choice. It's usually a soda or coffee or something that's not water, because gross water.
Yeah.
And you're always drinking the sparkling water, but tonight I have Stella Artois. Is that what you said?
Yes.
It's pronounced? Yes. Something keeps buzzing on my desk. I have no idea what it is.
One of your devices is buzzing.
So please ignore that if you just heard that. But you ran downstairs to grab something to drink. What do you have this evening?
I actually have a fine draft pint of Boneyard RPM IPA.
That's a lot of acronyms.
Yes. From a wedding I DJ'd, they had a keg of this beer that I enjoy, and at the end of the night, they didn't want to take the kegs with them, so they brought a bunch of growlers, filled them up, and handed them out to people. So once I saw that you were partaking, I decided I did not want to leave you alone.
Yeah, it's never good to drink alone. I don't drink that much, and so when I do, it is to be celebrated.
Yes. Yes. As we celebrate talking about technology, and boy, do we have some follow-up. So Elon Musk is not only buying Twitter, apparently, he's got a new perfume, and it smells like burnt hair.
I mean, all of the fragrances that I want to smell, I think burnt hair is pretty low on the list.
It is, I will rank it as one of the worst smells. But for $100 a bottle, you can head to shop.boringcompany.com and pick up a bottle. And he said he's made $1 million or sold $1 million worth already.
What is the purpose of that smell? Like, who wants that? Is it just a gimmick? Or it's probably collectors who are going to resell it on eBay.
Yes.
Suckers who weren't able to get it the first time around.
Yes, indeed. And not to be outdone by Elon Musk, Ye West, or Kanye West, as most would know him, who has been all over the news for various reasons we won't get into. I saw today that he is going to buy the Parler social media app.
Now, remind me and the listeners at home what Parler is, because I forgot this even existed.
Yeah, so Parler was the conservative social media app that came out I think like summer 2020 maybe, but then it was completely wiped off everything. Like their Amazon servers were shut down, taken off all the app stores, all that stuff. But then it got back going, and I don't think it really ever got a whole lot of steam. But apparently Ye West, depending on how you pronounce it, is going to buy it. He's raised $56 million in funding, so not quite the $56 billion that Elon wants to spend on Twitter or whatever that number is, but yeah.
I mean, let's go back to the name. Y-E is pronounced ye.
Yes.
Y-A is ya.
Yes.
Yeah is Y-E-A-H.
Yes.
And what is the other one people always mess up? People always type Y-E-A as yeah on the internet.
Yeah.
And that is yay. Also yay.
It's all yay.
Y-A is yay and Y-E-A is yay. If you want to say yeah, it's Y-E-A-H. But Y-E is ye.
Yes.
Like hear ye, hear ye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's Kanye, so you could see him going with pronouncing it yay, but like his shoes are called the Yeezys, so he's also Yeezy. It is way
Kanye.
Too much for this podcast.
Maybe it's Kanye and he just pronounces it wrong.
That's true. That is true. So he's buying Parler for anybody interested in that. All that to be said with our language lesson of the week. Thank you.
There'll be more later. Don't worry.
Yes. We talked about this, and it was kind of rumored for a long time, but Netflix has finally announced their ad tier, which will cost $6.99 a month and launch in November.
So I got to spend $6.99 to watch ads? What if I just keep paying what I'm paying? Do I have to watch ads?
No, you can pay the $14.99, or if you have the through T-Mobile, they have a free version you could get or whatever it is.
Yeah,
but
that's what I do have, honestly. Yeah, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago. All of these services are going to start slowly introducing ads, crank up the ads, crank up the prices, and the prices are going to be the place where they are now, but you're going to have ads. You're going to be like, didn't I used to pay $15 a month for no ads? And now I'm paying $15 a month for ads, and they want me to pay $35 a month or something with no ads. So that's where piracy comes in.
Yes. And I mean, they're charging $15 a month, but it's like, I mean, I got rid of mine months ago and I still haven't. I want to try to get the free version through T-Mobile just in case I need it, but I stopped paying for it and I have perfectly survived without Netflix.
In case you need it, I don't think there'll be a point in the future that you ever need
in case Netflix. My daughter requires watching something that's on Netflix is what constitutes need in my life is keeping my daughter entertained.
See also note from above, piracy.
Yes, indeed. Not that we would condone that.
No, not us. It's other people.
This next article, the Metaverse. So it's lonely in the Metaverse. DAP radar data suggests Decentraland has 38 daily active users in 1.3 billion with a B dollar ecosystem.
What is Decentraland? Do you know what this is?
I don't know. I can't keep up with all this stuff. Decentraland is a metaverse created. It's a Ethereum-based virtual world. I can't keep up with all this stuff. There's too much of it. There's another one, Sandbox, that had 522 active users at the same time. DAP Radar.
They heard the saying, if you build it, they will come.
Yes.
They just didn't say when they would come.
Yeah.
20, 30 years from now.
Yeah, so billions of dollars being put into these things, and just not getting the users that you would hope for that kind of investment.
It would be cheaper just to pay people to be on this service, and you'd have hundreds or thousands of people, and it would cost you less money.
Yes. And while we're on the topic of Web3, whatever that is, CNN accused of rug pull as it abandons its NFT project. So all those CNN NFTs you got in on, Dave.
I don't even know what this is.
No, I heard some discussion on another podcast, and they were talking, I guess, Time Magazine. They were, everybody was trying to get into NFTs. Time Magazine, I could see they have like iconic covers and stuff that maybe you would want the NFT to, but I saw some pictures of what I think were the Time NFTs, and it was just like random images.
People are going to look back on this era and just be totally confused. Like, what did they put in the water to make people buy these things?
Yeah. And I from what I've heard, like the NBA has Top Shot. That is still, compared to other NFT stuff, it's doing all right. But, sports collectibles is more of a thing. But still, I am very glad to say that I did not jump on the NFT bandwagon, which I might regret someday or reject someday. But yeah, I don't know the NFTs.
Yeah. I have nothing to add.
We have nothing to add. This next article might be the most Nate and Dave article we have ever had. Roku launches range of smart home products with partners Wyze and Walmart. These are like our lives in one article.
If it would have said Wyze and Amazon, we just would have quit and just focused on buying these products and done nothing else with our lives.
Yeah, so Roku, my TV is a Roku TV. I don't use the Roku features too much, but Roku stuff is good.
Yeah.
And my parents use Roku all the time.
I own a Roku stick that my daughter borrowed, and I've used one time. So.
And we love the Wyze smart home stuff, and we love shopping at Walmart. So we shop at Walmart.
Yeah. I order stuff there sometimes, and I live right next to one, so it's inevitable.
Yeah, but if you're interested in some new products and you're in the Roku ecosystem, I'm guessing there will be some advantage to going for their stuff, but it looks like it's mostly Wyze products rebranded for Roku. So.
And will the Roku stick or whatever have the Wyze app, and I can look at my products or turn on my lights or whatever? I wonder.
You would hope so. You could only dream that you could do that through your Roku stick that your daughter uses.
And I was just going to ask the question, but right here in the article, there's no support for the cross-platform Matter smart home standard at this time. However, despite Roku being a member of the Connectivity Standards Alliance and Matter Working Group, the organization's behind the standard. So they're a part of it, but they don't yet support it. My guess is it's going to be coming. Here's my hot take. If Roku and or Wyze do not adopt the Matter standard, I'm going to be moving on to something else.
Yes. And I will give you a pro tip. If you're looking for some smart home stuff, I would wait a while until this Matter thing, if you can wait, see if it's supported on older products or if you need to buy new products, because the Matter support is going to be really nice for cross-platform stuff. And if you buy stuff now and then like in a couple months, you have to re-buy stuff for Matter support, that's going to be a bummer. So if you can hold off for a while, do and see. Keep an eye on the Matter stuff. We will be reporting back to you, I'm sure. And I buried the lead. Dave, It's that time of the month.
What?
Microsoft Patch Tuesday, October 2022.
I thought this had something to do with new features on the Apple Watch.
Yes. No.
Microsoft Patch Tuesday. I mean, I'm so excited to hear what was patched. Any big level stuff?
Oh, as always, there was updates to fix at least 85 security holes in its Windows operating systems and related software, including a new zero-day vulnerability in all supported versions of Windows that is being actively exploited.
All supported versions.
Yes.
And probably unsupported too. They didn't say.
They don't have to cover those anymore because they don't support them.
Wow. That's a pretty big deal. That's like on the Apple side of the fence saying, oh, we found a vulnerability that affects everything from High Sierra to to the current thing.
Yeah. So, and they do mention in here, Adobe also released security updates to fix 29 vulnerabilities across a variety of products, including Acrobat and Reader, Cold Fusion, Commerce, and Magento. So, not only Microsoft, we also get some Adobe in this one. So, this is our monthly reminder. Keep your devices updated.
Yes, I will. Thank you for that tip.
And thank you for the tip coming in Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
Yeah, today I thought we would talk about iPhones. We never really talk about...
Yeah, those exist.
They do. We never really talk about them. And this is, I guess, specifically iOS 16. And we discussed this topic, but many people were flabbergasted, what's another word to describe ultimate surprise and frustration?
Awestruck.
They were awestruck, maybe, that the search button is taking place of their favorite little dot menu at the bottom of their screen that lives in between the dock and the main screen of your iPhone. Where did my 3 dots go to? I like the dots. I like to know how many pages I have. And, we know that if you swipe your phone to the left or right, the dots appear again, but then it switches right back to search. And as we've hammered year after year, you can simply pull down from the middle of your screen to activate search. So what is this there for? And some people would say, I don't want it. I don't like it. I'm a creature of habit. I don't like change for change's sake. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you the super simple way to turn that off. And my tip also has an and more at the end. So if you're...
Stick around.
Yeah, stick around.
Don't leave. Don't turn off the Don't delete the podcast episode. You're going to want to hear the and more part.
And this is where we would insert an ad if we had advertisers, but we don't. So play along with me at home. If you go into your settings on your phone, and if you're driving, just drive faster and just do this.
Yes.
No need to pull over. You hit the settings, and then if you scroll down a bit, there is a settings option titled Home Screen, and it's in the third section. It's a few below the General tab. And on Home Screen, would you believe the very bottom toggle says Show on Home Screen under the search setting, so you can toggle that on or off. And if you toggle it off and go back to your home screen, your dots are back. No need to worry, no need to fret. But this wouldn't be a Dave's Pro Tip of the Week if there wasn't just a little bit more information there. Did you know, Nate, when you download applications from the App Store, they come on your screen and you're like, I had to download this thing for a parking app, or I wanted to order from a food place and now I got to archive it, well, you can make those downloaded apps go right to the app library and not park on your home screen. And in that same settings menu, there's Add to Home Screen or App Library Only under the newly downloaded apps. And there's one more that you can adjust from that screen, and it's the notification badges. Have you ever gone to your app library and you're like, oh wow, there's Google Voice has 475 notifications that have come in, or whatever. Here's an example. I don't use Apple Mail, but my iCloud.com mail goes to that address just automatically. Yeah. And I have 8,851 unread messages there because I also get them on my Spark email client. So if you don't want those badges to show up in your app library in the many apps that may be living there, in that same home screen setting, you can just toggle that off and the red badges will happily go away.
Wow. I like it. I just turned off the search there. It does not bother me in the least, but I never use it because I use the finger drag down to use Spotlight. So I figured, you know what? I'll just go back to my dots. Looks a little bit cleaner. Yeah. Now, Dave, do you use the app library much?
I search a lot. And the only time I really use it is when I forget the name of the application. I think I mentioned a few weeks ago I switched over to an authenticator called Rivo. I used to use like Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, or what was the other? Authy. They have like authentication or Authy in the word. This one's Rivo. What does that mean? Nothing. It means nothing to me. So sometimes I have to go and like search, like, what was that thing? I recognize the icon. But for the most part, I just do a search for the app, tap on the icon, launch the app. I use it when I forget the name of the app.
Very nice. Well, on to our takes of the week. I told you it was event season. Last week we had Amazon's event and we had Google's event, and Apple had their event, and they might have another event. But this week we've got two more. There was the Microsoft Surface event, where they, and kind of the reporting on this I've seen is kind of some spec bumps to their devices, but they've got the Surface Laptop 5, the Surface Pro 9, the Surface Studio 2 Plus, the Microsoft Audio Deck, the Microsoft Designer is a graphic design app that they're introducing, and they had some other software stuff. They're actually going to be using one of the AI image. The DALL-E 2 is going to be built into some of their stuff in the operating system, so you'd be able to create those crazy AI images. But yeah, I really like the Surface devices. A friend of mine, he just got a new, I think it was the Surface Pro, I guess the Surface Pro 8, since the 9 just came out. I should have told him to wait a little bit. But they're real nice devices. If you're looking for a Windows computer, I have nothing bad to say about them. They're a little bit pricier than what a lot of people would expect to pay for a Windows device, but they're nice.
I want them to update a third revision for their Microsoft Duo foldable phone tablet type thing. Version 1 was cool. Version 2 is better. Version 3 might be the sweetest thing.
Yes.
So I'll have to look to see when that's slated to come out. They're still way expensive for me to dabble in that.
Yeah.
Although I do occasionally look on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace for version 1. Sometimes people will sell them. But I mean, it's always the case. It's like someone in Hood River.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Got to consider the holistic cost of driving an hour and a half
Yeah.
to save $100 on a phone that you probably won't use too much, but would look really cool on your shelf.
Yes, and the gas is going to cost me half that. So.
Yes, indeed. Well, the other event we had was the Meta Connect event that Meta, Facebook people had, and they introduced the new Quest Pro headset at $1,500.
Yeah, for the low price of $1,500. You know, I'm going to buy a used car or a Meta Quest Pro. What do I want here?
Yeah.
That's a pretty pricey thing, especially since there are rumors that Apple's going to announce something similar to this anytime now. Speculation is it's not going to be less than $1,000. So it'd be funny if the Apple product came in less than the Meta Quest.
Yeah.
And if it came in hot on the heels like next month or maybe the first of the year.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a more high-end version. I don't know a whole lot of details on it. They have some new Touch Pro controllers to go with it.
Yeah. The cameras that are on the front that allow you to see your space. On the Quest 1 and 2, they're black and white cameras, and it's very it was described like Frodo when he goes into the ring world where it's all kind of gray and white and wispy. It looks like that. This has like a full color heads-up display so that you can see your surroundings much better.
Okay.
For augmented reality purposes as well as virtual reality.
Okay.
The current ones are not so great at augmented reality. So that'd be a big upgrade. But I don't know, a better processor and higher resolution screens and better cameras are great, but not at like 5 times the price of the current one.
Yeah. That seems a little steep. They had some other game announcements and that kind of thing, and then they announced that they were bringing legs to the metaverse.
Man, everybody's been dying to get the legs.
The legs. They said that Zuckerberg said that was like the most requested thing, but somebody found out that they actually like did motion capture to put the legs in the video they had. It was an actual working thing, so it's a little curious. And then the interesting thing is Meta, the Quest VR goggles, they're integrating with Microsoft Office and using a virtual Windows 11 PC via cloud streaming. And I think the CEO of Microsoft,
Satya Nadella?
Yes, that one. He was actually part of the Facebook event, not the Microsoft event. But I could see some advantage to, kind of the, what's the Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah, the Minority Report.
Minority Report, where, you have your goggles on, you just have this kind of infinite workspace for your computer. Yeah, I don't know how many companies are going to be rushing out to get a Quest Pro so that people can use Microsoft Office.
Yeah, I've used similar tools on the Quest 2. And it's kind of cool. You can have a bunch of tabs open that are kind of in a circle around you, and it has a little window, or you can do a virtual representation of your keyboard and mouse and stuff. So, I mean, it's fun to try out, but it's not something I'd want to work in all day.
Yeah.
I mean, my current workstation, I've got, what is this, a 27-inch monitor with my laptop here, which has a 13-inch monitor, and I've got a Kindle Fire 10-inch there with my security cameras, and I've got an old iPad down here. I mean, I've got some real-world stuff.
Yeah. A TV to play video games next to you.
Back here. So if you're really light on space, I would say that would be a great advantage. But for most people, I think just having a couple more screens around you is probably a better way to go.
Yes. Well, if any of our listeners go for the Quest Pro 2 or the Quest Pro, let us know and we will come check it out once you have it in your hands.
We'll come borrow it for free.
Yes, indeed. Well, and so Microsoft's partnering with Meta for VR, and part of that reason might be this next article that Microsoft's Army goggles left U.S. soldiers with nausea, headaches in test.
I was going to mention Microsoft has their own platform, so it's curious that they're partnering.
The HoloLens platform. platform that they have. More than 80% of those who experienced discomfort had symptoms after less than 3 hours using the customized version. And they were unable to continue on with the essential functions at that point. So,
oh boy,
don't think that one's quite ready for prime time.
No, I with the Quest 2, I love like 3D stuff and lenticular stuff that looks kind of fake 3D, or like my 3DS where I can see stuff. I love all that stuff. The Magic Eye posters.
Oh, yeah.
And so VR was a shoe-in for me. I'm like, I really want it. But I have to say, every time I put it on, my stomach kind of wiggles just a little bit. It's not bad. It's very subtle. But after about an hour, I can't do it anymore.
No. Living in the metaverse is a long way off for most, I think. And especially for those in our military. Please. Well, we do have a security and privacy story. Shein is what I call it. Shein? Shein? Owner fined $1.9 million with an M dollars for failing to notify 39 million with an M users of data breach.
Yeah, come on, people.
Yes.
I mean, we're really late into the data breach game to not do this right.
Yes.
Like, they know there's a track record of companies who have had this issue, and there's a playbook, and they just kind of swept it under the rug. So I'm glad they're getting fined.
Yes. And if you're not familiar with the company, they are a fashion e-commerce platform with very cheap prices. I've gone on there to look. Like, I think I signed up for their emails. It'd be like 20% off, and it is not our fashion. They did not have a lot of khaki shorts or plaid shirts.
No cargo pants.
No, it was a lot of, I would call more cutting edge fashion type stuff that I would not be wearing at any point.
And it's probably more female from the thumbnails that I see here.
Yeah.
One, they have the Shein or the Shein or whatever, but there's also one She Glam.
Yes.
And so I think they're really marketing that she part of their name.
Yes. So I have known some females that do enjoy shopping there, but they've got all kinds of stuff and also some security issues.
Apparently.
Yes. Well, on to our bonus odd take of the week. This one is a fun little one that I found. The URL is iamthecu.be. So I am the cube, and it is a Rubik's Cube Explorer simulator, and you can go there and it loads kind of an animation. You click and then it loads all these different options, so you can have different types of Rubik's Cubes and then interact with it via your mouse. I'm not sure if it would work with a finger on a mobile device or a touchscreen device, but it's a very interesting little thing, and again, always cool to see what people are able to build.
That's one of the pro tips that I wish I would have known that just came up on the screen here as I'm watching the animation. It says it's built around a core, and each face in the core it never changes, right? If it's a white middle piece, it's always going to be white. When I was a kid, I was always trying to do whatever, and I don't think I ever realized that if the middle is white, that whole face has to be white.
Yeah.
And so I think I gave up easily. Yeah. Now, as an adult, I can intuitively think that out, but kids are stupid, right? And I was a kid once, and so I always had a hard time with these, and I don't know if I have ever successfully completed one.
No. I think Isla has a 4x4 one instead of the 9x9. I think I was able to do that, but they've got a little watch and learn here, so you can go through that and play around with it. But yes, I have many talents. Rubik's Cubes are not one of them.
It's going to be hard for me not to want to mess this up and solve it. And I didn't even know that you could do different styles, or make all the outside ones the same color with a different center, do like a cross, do like a checkerboard with the outside colors.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even do simple. I mean, I could do the line where just one of them
yes.
is a color in the line, but oh my gosh, very, very crazy.
Yeah, but a little fun, and I know a lot of people are really good at Rubik's Cubes or really enjoy them, so now you've got a digital version to play with in your arsenal.
Thank you.
Yes. And thank us for our picks of the week. And this week, we actually heard from listener Chris Kent with a pick of the week. He sent this over, and I immediately, when he sent me the link, I clicked to buy it, but I will let you know what he said. He said, "This stuff is amazing. The CERAKOTE ceramic headlight restoration kit." And he sent me over a picture of his 2004 Toyota Sienna. And he said, before and after, I know it's not tech, but still. And so what this is, it's a no-tool headlight restoration kit. Now, he has a 2004 Toyota Sienna minivan. I have a 2004 Honda CR-V. My headlights look very much like his before picture, and they don't really shine. I actually talked to a mechanic who was working on my car, and he said, yeah, we'd probably just have to get you new lenses at this point, and it would be like $300 with labor to get them switched out on there because it's like really complex. So I said, I'll wait. And I had bought a kit before, but you needed a drill, and I just never got around to it. So I went, like I said, immediately and purchased this. It arrived today, so I haven't tried it to see if Chris is a liar or not. Well, but his before and after pictures are pretty impressive.
Well, I hope Chris will say hi to his brother Clark for me.
Yes.
But I tried to have Jiffy Lube do this to my old 2004 Hyundai Accent. Paid him like $25 or something. It did not make one difference. It may have made it worse. So you know what I did is I got on Amazon and I bought my own lenses, and they were like $17, and I put them in myself.
Nice.
So I don't know what type of cars you guys are driving, but
yes.
Well, please continue. My pick of the week is related to this topic.
Oh, very nice. Well, yes. So I went and bought these. I'll report back next week. The one vehicle kit is $17.88, and it comes with a couple different buffing things. So I'm going to prove my mechanic wrong, who said that I wouldn't be able to use a kit like this, hopefully, and use this one. So I'll have a link in the show notes. But thank you, Chris, for that pick, because it is very applicable to me. I don't know about other listeners, but I am very important at this moment. And other listeners, if you've got picks, send them in. We'd love to share them on the show.
We would. Yes, and my pick is what is the word? Apropos? Apropos. It's almost like serendipity. Last night, I was watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, and that is my pick of the week. Technology Connections. It's this young gentleman who does a deep dive in some obscure thing like neon signs, or
nice.
in this case, headlights.
What?
Like, what's the deal with headlights? And he talked about the glass sealed headlights that were in all the cars like forever.
Oh yeah,
and they're glass. And then in the 70s,
I've got a scar. I've got a scar in my hand from one of those
glass headlights.
Yes, from high school.
Yeah, and in the 70s they made the square ones. So if you ever look at a car that has a square lamp, you're like, ooh, that car looks like it's from the 70s. It probably was.
Nice.
In the 80s, you know. So anyway, it's a very interesting channel, and this topic is very interesting. But the plastic that they use in those lenses breaks down with UV light. Cars are outside. They're in the sun. So over time, that plastic just glosses over. Not so with glass lenses. So it was kind of good to move away from the sealed halogen lenses, but it was also bad because now, I mean, you got to replace those stupid lenses because they're plastic. Like, make them out of glass or something. I don't know. But it's a fascinating look at the history and implementation of headlamps in the U.S.
Very cool. Well, my pick this week is kind of an upgrade pick, and I think I picked this years ago, but then we talked about it not too long ago because I stole one from you.
Oh, yeah.
The Griffin, is it the Curve stand? The laptop stand? You've probably got a box of it.
I got one up there.
Yeah, and I looked at those on Amazon, and they cost about $40. But I came across this. I think it might have been through Cool Tools, and I picked one up. And this is the Nulaxy laptop stand, ergonomic aluminum laptop computer stand, detachable laptop riser notebook holder stand, compatible with MacBook Air Pro, Dell XPS, HP, Lenovo, more 10 to 15.6-inch laptops.
Compatible with the plate you got out of your cabinet.
Yes,
because it's just a surface.
Yes, exactly. So, and I was able to get one in space gray, where the other ones are kind of a silver, so it matches my laptop a little better.
Look at that.
But it's very kind of a similar. It's an all metal thing, and it does.
It's a single piece of extruded aluminum.
It's actually three pieces, so it is portable. You can, but it fits together very nicely. It's got some rubber pads on top to protect your laptop. It's got some little rubber pads on the bottom to give you some grip on the table. But I really like these laptop riser stands, especially when I'm DJing. So I picked one of these up, and the Griffin ones are like $40. And this one was, Dave, do you want to take a stab?
I think it's going to be $17.49.
Ooh, you're way off. $19.99.
Oh, boy. Okay.
But yeah, it's got perfect 5 stars on 30,235 ratings on Amazon.
30,000.
Yes.
It's all the people who were looking for the Griffin when they saw it at somebody's desk, and they're like, I'm not paying $40 for 2 pieces of metal and plastic.
Yeah. So, the Griffin elevator is $50.
50. Come on.
50.
I mean the acrylic is nice, and the brushed aluminum. No, it's sandblasted. What do they call that? Where they like?
Oh yeah.
Textured aluminum, but it's not worth that much. I got to be honest. I only have those because we used to work for a company that sold them.
Yes, exactly. And I have 2 of them now, but one of them is not in good shape. So I figured it was time to invest a fraction of the price to get a different product.
Yeah.
But yes, well, with that, I think we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Share it with a friend. Share it with somebody that needs to understand technology so we can all get out there and tech better.
I'm a little disappointed you forgot to say share it with an enemy.
Yes, I left that one off this week. I don't like my enemies this week. Didn't screenshot the rest of it. Dang you, Nate.
Come on, Nate.
Messages.
We're running a professional outfit here.